three friends take advantage of their parents leaving home to have a birthday party, but it gets out of control when too many people start arriving and it turns into one of the best parties ever. That's why today on the Summarizer, Project X. This is the story of Thomas Kub, who is turning 17 today, and his parents are on a trip because it's their anniversary. Costa is one of his best friends, and he's getting everything ready for the party tonight. He also has another friend named Dax to film everything that's going to happen during the day.
What's up, Dax? How'd they rope you into this?
Before leaving, his father gives him some money and tells Thomas that for his birthday, only 4 or 5 friends maximum can attend to his house. And finally, he tells him 3 things: that no one enters his office, that no one touches his car, and that they take care of his dog. His mother, on the other hand, is a little more worried because her son is going to be all alone all weekend. But her husband calms her down, telling her that he's a loser and probably won't do anything but hang out with a few friends. After that, they sing happy birthday to him, give him his mother's van as a gift, and finally, his parents leave.
Get off me, little faggot dog.
Yeah!
It's on, motherfuckers! Woo!
They all go to school together, and on the way, we find out that they want to have a party tonight at Thomas's house, but they're afraid that no one will go and it'll end up being a complete failure. At school, we meet JB, the 4th character of this group of friends, who are not doing very well at school. Nobody knows them, they're not allowed to take things from the locker, and they never hear about any party.
Kidding me? Why the fuck weren't we at that party, man? Wheelchair Robert got beat off.
Costa and JB are excited to have the party, but now Thomas is afraid it goes out of control. So Costa starts motivating them to have the party, so the girls will think they're important so his life can go back to the way it was in Queens.
Back in Queens, I had hoes blowing me on the reg.
In the end, Thomas ends up saying yes, but they can't invite more than 50 people, so Costa then does what any of us would do in that situation, sends invitations to the whole class.
Great idea, Woody.
Costa continues to organize everything for the night, but the other two do nothing but fuck him up. Now we meet Kirby, Thomas's friend to whom he tells everything about the party tonight. We find out that Costa already got a DJ, alcohol, and they're gonna see each other tonight.
Thomas, suck my cock.
Later we meet Alexis, the hottest girl in school. But Thomas can't bring himself to invite her. But that's not a problem because there's Costa, who invites everyone he sees at school. At first, Costa doesn't have much success, but then some people start to say that they'll go and that they're gonna bring friends.
What are your expectations for the party tonight?
Get high, fuck bitches, you already know.
Don't forget the bitches.
But the most important thing is that Thomas is encouraged and invites Alexis. Now, after having invited the whole school, they go to buy the alcohol and everything they need to make the party a total success. When they're about to pay, they meet the famous Miles Teller, and Thomas invites him to his party tonight. At first, Miles tells them they can't, because he already has plans to go to another party. But when Costa tells him the address of the house, he realized that the party he was going to was Thomas's own, and finally he offers to bring the alcohol. After that, they go to look for the dealer known to Costa, but before, on the way, Thomas tells them that the party's going to be in the backyard, and that no one can enter the house.
Want us to throw down in the bushes?
I don't care.
Dude, if I don't fuck a girl with big titties tonight, I'm drowning myself. I don't care if she's 300 pounds. I have to fuck a girl with big titties.
In the end, they go to buy some weed at the house of a crazy ex-military guy, and Costa steals a gnome to be the mascot of the party. But the guy realizes it and starts chasing them to get it back. But Costa not only took care of the booze and drugs, but also hired 2 security kids. Yes, 2 kids who seem to be dressed up as ninjas.
Ninjas are fucking pussies.
They also start to organize the last details of the party. They tell the neighbors that they are going to have a small gathering for their friend's birthday. They start arranging everything in the backyard, and they even get a bouncy house and signs for the pool. Finally, JB gets a little exercise, and everyone is ready for the best night of their lives. At 9 p.m., nobody came. The DJ's alone, and the rest are playing video games. And it even looks like JB is gonna have to take off his suit, but just at that moment, people start to arrive.
Kill it, fucking work.
What I said, don't doubt the master, bitches.
At first, Thomas is worried because there are more than 50 people, but he doesn't really care because Alexis is there and the party is great. Costa's already drunk, but Thomas is still worried because there are a lot of people he doesn't know, and on top of that, they tied the dog to some balloons, and he has to go put him back in his father's office. Back in the backyard, Costa gives him some tequila and the party is now amazing. A girl from Playboy arrives, and Miles shows up in an RV full of girls and alcohol. But Thomas realizes that the security is a mess, and now there are people inside the house, so he goes to the kitchen and tries to get everyone out. But just at that moment, Alexis and Miles show up, and everyone starts shouting his name, so he gets down and the party goes on. But not for long, because one of the neighbors shows up to end the party. They tell him that the party will end at 1, but he tells them that they should end it now because his wife sent him and his baby can't sleep. But Costa tells him that's not gonna happen.
Fine, fuck it. I'm calling the fucking cops.
Then the neighbor tells them he's going to call the police, but Costa tells him that he punched a minor in that face, and that if the police come, he's the one who's going to jail. So he goes back to his house. And now Costa sends one of the security guys to keep an eye on the neighbor, and warn him if he calls the police. Meanwhile, Thomas and Costa get into the pool, and after 5 minutes, full of girls. The signs worked, and there's even a zip line. Inside, JB talks to another girl, and Thomas and Costa are drying off after the pool, but they don't understand how the gnome ended up in his parents' room.
It's a gnome. I guess he gets around. Who cares, man?
But the important thing is that Alexis sent him a message.
Body shots for the birthday boy right now? Dude, it's fucking on.
And Costa replies.
I want your ass, mommy. Who talks like that?
I do.
So now Thomas goes to Alexis and she gives him a shot of tequila. But just at that moment, his father calls him on the phone to make sure that everything's alright in the house. Thomas tells him that everything is fine, but the house is already a mess. And on top of that, one of the security guards is hiding, spying inside the neighbor's house. Now, Kirby is with Thomas. She gives him a gift and Thomas kisses her, but there's no time for that because the police are on their way and they have to hide all the people behind the house. When the police arrive, everyone is silent and they tell them it's just a small gathering. The cops want to go in, but Costa doesn't let them, and they end up leaving, saying to make a little noise as possible and don't make them come back. So the party goes on.
Break it down, yo!
By this time, the house is in complete chaos, and some skateboarders break a window, but Costa tells Thomas that a cousin can fix it, and the party goes on. But they keep breaking things. First they break a lamp, and then they break the gnome. But they realize that inside, it was full of ecstasy. By this time, Thomas realizes he's screwed, and films himself apologizing to his parents. Then his friends come in to cheer him up, and we realize that Costa promoted the party even on the radio, and that's why there's so many people. At first, Thomas gets angry, but then they tell him that they have 2 days to fix everything, and that everything will be fine. So they take ecstasy and go back to the party to take out a dwarf someone put in the oven. By this time, they're all stoned, and Alexis invites Thomas to her room. They're in there for a while, and when it looks like Thomas is finally gonna get it, Kirby shows up.
Here she comes to wreck the day!
Then Thomas goes to look for her, but she doesn't want to talk and leaves the party. Then he goes up to the roof with his 2 friends. They realize how crazy the party is, and even a news helicopter shows up. And as Thomas and JB jump off the roof of the house, we realize that the situation is already completely out of control.
I was just attacked by this really sexy woman. We've lost all control of the situation.
Police backup begins to arrive, but they are thrown out with bottles. And on top of that, someone steals his father's car and drives it into the pool. And just when they thought it couldn't get any worse, the dealer from the beginning shows up with a flamethrower looking for his gnome. The police shoot him and the guy explodes, but by that time everything is already on fire. The group of friends realize that all is lost. They grab the dog, the ninjas beat up the neighbor, and everyone escapes. At dawn, everything is over and everyone goes home. The next day, his father arrives and the house is completely destroyed. Thomas apologizes and his father tells him that they're gonna have to use his college fund to rebuild the house. But in the end, he's not so angry because he's surprised at how many people came to the party. Back at school, Thomas is forced to go with his burned van, and now is on probation until the trial. But at least at school, now everyone knows them, congratulates them for the party, and welcomes them as heroes. Everyone except Kirby, because she's still angry. But it doesn't last long, and after talking for a couple of minutes, they love each other again. And the movie is over. In the end, the dealer survived, Thomas was accused of a couple charges, but was chosen as the most likely to succeed of his class. Costa was acquitted of all charges, but awaits 3 separate paternity tests, and JB's parents convinced the court that he was a special needs kid. That was the summary of Project X. Comment which series or movies you'd like me to summarize for future videos. See you later.
Go to work.
Okay. Bye.